Heat race number 2 coming up. Blakey Walsh. Boy, Wilson giving a little bit of a hip and shoulder. Continue on. First lap of Heat 2 coming up. Walsh is your leader from Ansell, from Jack Regan, who puts it up to 3rd. Boy, a big hike from the 58. They're starting to climb through the field from deep now. Wilson looks strong early. They're starting to lock in the first couple of laps. Blakey Walsh is your race leader from Chris Ansell, Jack Regan, Jake Warren, Mitchell Broome at the 5th place spot. From there, Cooper Wilson, Luke Johnson, Cameron O'Brien, Nicholas Ryan. Still that car is playing up big time on them. It's not happy at all. Sean Farnsworth and Ricky Bailey, the final 2 cars in heat race number 2. But back out the front, starting to get some ground up his sleeve. Well and truly got a hold on this place right now. Blakey Walsh, your early heat race winner in heat race number 2. It's a stout showing by Walsh. Ansell is sitting strong at 2nd. Jack Regan grabs a bit of concrete. Here comes Mitchell Broome up the inside. Regan back to 4th. They'll have a little bit of a buckled wheel after contact with the main straightaway concrete. We'll add another wheel to their trophy cabinet. I'm sure that Stu and Tasha starting to crew a little bit off. Jacko throwing it right to the wind. Solid drive by Regan. But back in front, boy, Blake Walsh. This is absolutely his season to win. If any of them, this would be the one. Looking for a Victorian title on home soil. He lives not too far up the road as well, so this will make the short cruise back home a little bit sweeter if he can continue this kind of form tonight. White flag waving for Blake Walsh from Christopher Ansell, Mitchell Broome. Jack Regan well and truly settled into 4th. Just getting a little bit cowboy up, heading into 1 and 2. The track breaking away just a little. Blake Walsh, checkers will wave. Stand out victory for the Blake Walsh Racing team, no doubt about that. Checkers will now fall on the rest of your field here in heat. In the NX47, the New South Welshman, joined by Jake Warren on his outside. Whiteside in the 2. Jack Regan, Dylan Seeley and Blake Walsh from the back of the bus. Boy, Seeley was trying to make the most of dropping the first heat race, and he just about climbed right up and over the car ahead of him. Walsh trying to get past Regan. He'll do that comfortably this time. Bailey, he's hung out on the top. It's not where you want to be right now. The track is all on the bottom and right through the middle. Brad Warren is your heat race leader. From Mitchell Broome settling into 2nd. Andrew Coon, Christopher Temby, Luke Johnson. Then Ricky Bailey, Jake Warren on the bottom. Blakey Walsh ripping the top. Egan on the bottom. Walsh is ultra committed to the top. He'll tuck back to the bottom on Jake Warren. Walsh up the inside. Gets the move done on Jake Warren. Meanwhile, Brad Warren, your heat race leader, he's starting to really sail away now. Mitchell Broome is tucked in close. So Coon at the 3rd place spot from Christopher Tamby now, who rails it in on the bottom. Stellar move by Chris Temby. Peels a piece of the concrete on the main straightaway and rips right on by. Stout couple of laps from Chris Temby. One of the fastest cars on track. Fastest exactly as Brad Warren. Fastest time 14.255. Mitchell Broome goes slightly quicker that time, at 14.241. The car in 2nd place, locked to the bottom. Warren from Broome, from Temby. Johnson with the move on Coon this time. Walsh is up a wealth of positions. He's not going to match the highest points man coming up in Brad Warren. A 2nd place and a 1st coming up if he can convert this one. 2 laps left to run. 1 next time by. The white flag will get gathered for Brad Warren, the Tritech Lubricants VX62. Mitch Broome from Chris Temby, Luke Johnson, Andrew Coon. Boy, sails through the ruts. Check-in flag at the ready. Brad Warren, highest points man so far. Mitch Broome home second. Christopher Temby and Stephen Haitley make up your final 2 rows in this 20-car field. Folks, this is your A-main lineup to crown the 2023-24 Neuropower Victorian Wingless Sprint title. Proudly presented by the Tyre Factory Warrnambool. Wherever you are in this venue, we'd love you to be up on your feet and making plenty of noise. 4 wide salute to you, the fans. Wherever you may be joining us from, get up on your coffee table. Flick a Jack and Coke around the living room and fire up for this 20-car field where we will crown the 23-24 Victorian Wingless Sprint Champ. Will it be one of the top point scorers in McCarthy, Warren or Miller? Can it be South Aussie Mitch Broome who locks it into the top 2 rows? 30 long laps here in this Coliseum of clay. Southern 500 Speedway Portland. It's feature race time to crown a Victorian Wingless Sprint Champ. We're green in 1 and 2 with McCarthy and Warren. Your leaders will run into 3 and 4, and they'll start to settle the ship ever so slightly. And all cars get through lap number 1, they will. And now the war on wheels begins. McCarthy and Broome, a pair of South Aussies. They got it locked down at the top of the field. Travis Miller settles into 3rd. From Brad Warren at 4th. Boy, Kirby Hillier looks strong. So too does Chris Temby running the top. Temby goes to the top side on Warren. Boy, Brad Warren had a big moment. We'll go yellow. Tyre Factory Warrnambool. McCarthy from the top. From Broome back to Miller. Green once again. Temby, Warren, Hillier and Walsh. See where they start to stack up. Boy, Walsh isn't playing games. Blake Walsh put the move straight on Kirby Hillier. Walsh is strong on the bottom. The top line titanium. And Mark Benton back to entry. He's starting to hold the mail. Brad Warren has issues. Are they all going to miss the 62? And just like that, we'll go yellow again. And lights are out. McCarthy from Broome. Can a pair of South Aussies take out the Victorian title? So McCarthy, Broome, Miller, Temby, Walsh, Moore, Hobson is pinned upstairs. He's never going to die wondering. Ansel, Hobson levels up with Wheel. Hobson goes right upstairs. Wheels peeling on the bottom. It's a battle for about 7th and 8th, while it is plenty juicy back at the top as well. Broome's got the speed to run with McCarthy. Boy, they both thundered through some of the ruts on the bottom. It's getting Cowboy up in 1 and 2. 3 and 4's pretty smooth. They're all banked right to the bottom. But in 1 and 2, boy, they thump through those ruts. There's a couple of bits breaking away right on the bottom. Simmons gets chewed up and spat out of one of them. 20 left to remain now. A pair of heat races is the distance from home. Hobson. There's a pan or something. A piece of the floor tray come adrift in turn 1. There's a panel down there. It shouldn't affect them greatly. Gets sent up track, and they're starting to stack them in deep. McCarthy starting to settle the ship just a little. He's locked to the extreme outside. They're right up on that berm now in the infield. Boy, they're hopping through those holes in 1 and 2. Miller's locked in at third. Tamby, Walsh, Moore and Wheel up a couple now. Hobson still trying to rip the top side. Ansell sails straight through those ruts that are starting to break away a little in 1 and 2. So 15 laps left this time for your race leader in Jack McCarthy. Hobson is still super committed to that outside. He's one of the few that are sailing it in there lap after lap. So who can keep this speed up? It's a frantic pace. Boy, Hobson straight across the infield. Uncharacteristic of Todd Hobson. He just ripped it down to the infield. He's climbing out of the A1. And we will go yellow as a result. $14 from home. Boy, Miller hit that rut. My word. Just went right rear end, and Tamby now up to P3. Travis Miller thumped the right rear into that hole, forming 1 and 2. He nearly grabs it again. Luke Wheels headed upstairs now. Wheels really starting to buy into this. He's been working the top side lap after lap. And now Luke Wheel on the top of Blake Walsh. He's come from very deep in this. He's up to 5th, and boy, I tell you, he's starting to roll the top side in beautifully. Walsh on the bottom. This is back for positions 5 and 6. McCarthy and Broome are getting in the groove. Starting to get some ground back to Tamby and Miller at 4th. Halesworth putting on a show deep. 10 laps remain. Walsh at 5th. Moore, Halesworth out of a B main 2, mind you. Ansell, Densley, Crunch, Aston and Wallace. Look at Walsh run the bottom. Puts the move back on Wheel. And Blakey Walsh goes to 4th. Another lap going down. Boy, have a look at Blake Walsh run the top. Sizes up alongside the Victorian champ. Walsh around the top. Walsh now to 3. Chris Tamby up next on the bottom. Miller drives back by. Levels up with Walsh. Blakey's got the ears pinned back upstairs. 8 laps left remaining this time for Mitch Broome. Moore putting the move on Wheel. Halesworth thumped it through one of the ruts. Walsh is upstairs. He's coming after Tamby if he can get the run. He's got the defending champ that won't go anywhere though. 5 left to run next time. Mitchell Broome is well and truly on his way. He's got 5 laps remaining. Could this be his first state title in the wingless sprint category? He's locked to the bottom side. He's got a little bit of room up his sleeve back to Tamby. In the Tamby haulage, number 89. Walsh has settled into 3rd now from the defending champion in Miller. And then top side, Tony Moore at 5th from Luke Wheel, Chris Halesworth, Christopher Ansell, Blake Densley and Cameron O'Brien. Raymond Wallace has a car struggling on him. 2 laps remain this time for the big donkey. The white flag ready. White getting gathered for Mitch Broome this time. As one full rotation remains for the BP Gambia West S35. Down the back straightaway for the last time. Into 3 and 4. Mitchell Broome. The big donkey is your new Victorian champion. Checkers will fly. Boy, there'll be a couple of proud parents up in 3 and 4. Mitchell Broome is your new Victorian wingless sprint champion, presented by Neuropower and the Tyre Factory Warrnambool. Folks, how about giving it up for the big donkey, Mitch Broome, the new Victorian wingless sprint champ. Climbs out of this S35. Please make plenty of noise for the newly crowned Victorian champion. Give it up for the big donkey, Mitchell Broome, your new Victorian wingless sprint champ here at Southern 500 Speedway, Portland. Super cool result for this family. I've got no doubt about that. A super proud mum and dad and partner and all of the crew here on the infield. It's a heartwarming result for everyone around.